Hi students, Miss Bird here. In this lecture we're going to be answering the question, does energy get used up? Can I use up all my energy and then have none left? So, first question, can energy be destroyed? Well, the quick answer there is no. Energy can be converted to another type of energy, but it cannot be destroyed. We talked about this a little bit in the last lecture. So light energy can be transformed into chemical energy. In the case there of the sunshine, then giving its energy to a plant, that carrot that can now grow. That's light energy that's being converted into chemical energy. Or electrical energy that is then converted into thermal energy when you put a pot on the stove. Or chemical energy that is then converted into mechanical energy as you eat food, and then when you move, you're using that food as a fuel. You're changing the energy from chemical to mechanical. Or in the case of a car, gas is a chemical energy. You put it in your car to make it go. And in that process, the energy is being converted from chemical energy to mechanical energy. But in all of these instances, we're not losing any energy or destroying any energy. It's just changing forms. So pause and take a note. Well, next question. We know we can't destroy energy now, but can we create energy? Well, no. If you know you can't destroy it, it kind of follows that energy always has to come from somewhere. It cannot be created out of nothing or pulled out of nowhere. For energy to come out of a system, we have to find energy to put into it. You can only get out the amount of energy that you put in. So pause and take a note. Let's think about a little analogy to help us with this idea that energy must always come from somewhere. Let's think of a water bottle. So if I take my water bottle and I go to the water fountain and fill it up, and then I drink all of the water in that bottle. So now my bottle is empty. Can I tilt that water bottle back to my mouth and get more water out of it? No, of course not. I can if I go back to the water fountain and fill it up again, but I can only get out as much water as I put in. Energy is the same way. You can only get out as much energy as you put in. So that brings us to a very important law, the law of conservation of energy. It states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one type to another, or passed from one object or substance to another. We can't go out and make energy or destroy it. We can only change it from one form to another. Pause and take a note. Now, an important thing to note here is that the law of conservation of energy is not the same thing as energy conservation. So we know what the law of conservation of energy now is. What is energy conservation? Well, energy conservation refers to reserving or saving or not using as much of a certain type of energy. You might hear this a lot in terms of coal or oil, where there's a limited amount of it on the earth. So we maybe don't want to use a whole bunch of it. Maybe we want to use a little for this part a little later. But it's not the same thing as the law of conservation. It's just saving or not using some energy because you choose to. Pause and take a note. Okay, to kind of help us out a little bit more with this law of conservation of energy, let's look at these two pictures I have here. So on the left side, you see this is a picture of what a normal electrical lamp, what the energy looks like there. So you'll see on the left side, you have electrical energy, 100 joules. Joules are just a type of measuring energy. So you have 100 joules of energy going into a normal electrical lamp. Now, try and think of, with these lamps, something that maybe has been in your house for, I don't know, 20, 30 years. Think of maybe some of the lamps your grandparents have, although I'm sure you have some in your house too. 100 joules going in, and then you'll see, actually, of those 100 joules, only 10 are transforming into light energy, whereas 90 joules of those 100 are being transformed into heat energy. I'm sure you've noticed this with some of those lights, that if you get close to it or if you touch it, it's hot. Okay, now let's look at an energy efficient lamp. These are newer lamps that can use energy more efficiently. Again, we have 100 joules going in as electrical energy, but in this one, we have 75 joules that are being transformed into light energy, and only 25 that are being transformed into heat. Now, why do we care about all this? So, think of this electrical lamp. You have this heat energy that's coming off of your lamp. Can you do anything with that heat energy? Can you grasp it up in a box and store it until winter comes and then open that box up and heat your house with that? No. The problem is that that energy that's being transformed to heat energy, it's kind of hard to capture and to use. So it's kind of wasted in a way. It's not that it's disappearing, it's just that it's transforming to an energy that is not very helpful for us. Pause and take a note. And there you have it. Now you can answer the question of, does energy get used up? No, it doesn't, because it's always transforming into another form of energy, because we can't destroy or create energy. See you next time.